All of that doesn't.
Yeah, but
Levy
this
the
is
risk.
required.
No, I know, I'm just.
Yeah. It definitely has to be
Make
required.
a finding. The that the child requires placement in restricted custody. Okay, so you make that finding. Then,
Hello?
where does it say you can suspend them? Suspend them.
It doesn't say that you can.
Why does it have to say you can?
Good morning, everyone. We're going to start our meeting today. We'll be getting started here in just a few minutes. We're waiting on a couple more members. Some parking issues today.
Welcome to a meeting. I'll call you back. All right.
Hello, sorry. Hello. Yeah, it's crazy out there right now. Hey, Bert.
Yeah. Hey.
Okay, I just want to make sure you're there. Okay.
I'm
Wonderful.
here.
I call the meeting for February 16, 2023 of the Sex Offender Registration Review Board of Georgia. I call this meeting to order. The approval for the adoption of minutes in just a second, but I'm going to read our purpose and mission. Our purpose and mission is protecting Georgia's children and communities at large by identifying convicted sexual offenders that present the greatest risk of sexually reoffending. It is the board's responsibility to determine the likelihood that a sexual offender will engage in another crime against a victim who is a minor or a dangerous sexual offense. Assessments will be used by SORB to determine the risk level of the offenders. Offenders will be classified as level 1, level 2, or sexually dangerous predator. All members have received and had an opportunity to review the minutes from our previous meeting. Are there any questions or comments? Do I hear a motion we adopt the minutes? I motion to adopt. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Do we have any reports of officers, standing committee? They're inactive, correct?
Yes, currently.
Okay. So let's move on now to any unfinished business, and that is case number 22455.
So this is the case, if y'all remember, had been posted, y'all could review it a little bit further and then to decide if you wanted to go ahead and vote on the recommendation of a level 1, or if you wanted to pull it for the committee to review it, or if everybody decided he was higher level, you could also move for that.
Yeah, Tracy, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, this is Bert. I I recall discussing this last time, and after reviewing it again, I don't feel comfortable with this case being a level 1. I think it should be a level 2, at the least. So the fact pattern, I think, speaks for itself. And I agree with the things that Katie said at the last meeting about no evidence about him completing treatment and that the person's not been out in the community yet. And the fact pattern is just very egregious, repetitive behavior with the same victim who was as young as 12 at one point, according to the report. So I do not think this is appropriate for level 1. I'm welcome to hear other people's thoughts.
I agree with Bert.
Do we need to hear from the evaluator one last time or not?
No, we put the committee together for this.
Yes.
So if there's no other comments, you all could decide if you want to vote on a level 2 or if you want to pull it for committee. That committee would then review it, make the recommendation to the board based on a review of all the information. It's up to you guys.
Why don't we pull it to committee?
I make a motion.
Okay, that we pull it to committee? That we pull it to committee, Sheriff?
Yes.
Okay, do I hear a second? I second. Gerard seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any opposed? Motion carries. So case 22455 will go to committee for further review. All right, we are on new business. Well, I'm sorry, were there any other? I didn't see any other.
No, that's
Okay.
it. Not unless you guys.
No, I'm going to move to new business.
It's really not, I mean, there's a lot going on always, but in reference to anything in particular is I did present. It took me quite a while to get in with the Defense Attorneys Council to be able to present to them. And I finally got in to present. It was great. They had really good questions. I provided them with various documents to help them process the cases like for reevaluations and for court orders and things like that to streamline the process a little bit better. I also talked to them that they can have access to the offender report. So when they go for reevaluation, you know, the goal is that if we don't have something, that reevaluation, the whole purpose of that is they can send us information so we can review that and make a determination if that changes anything. So I talked to them a lot about that and they're really interested in that. So I think that it went really good. I got really good feedback. Enjoyed talking to everybody. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to do that again with them. And then I also emailed Pat in an attempt to hopefully present to them, but they've already created their agenda for the coming conference. So I'll try again for the next one. And then I'm also trying to find the Judges Association. I emailed the wrong one. They do the various like family courts, that kind of, not family court, but drug court, that kind of thing. So she directed me to somebody else. So I'll contact them and try to get in with the Judges Association. So, you know, that was all good. And aside from that, our next board meeting is March 9th.
Anyone else have any other new business? Is there any updates on the upcoming retreat?
So yeah, so we're in February. I try to wait till the end of February, so to send you all out the information, because I'll be sending out a couple times. The location, kind of the you know, parameters of what we're gonna do, when we're gonna do it, that kind of stuff. So you guys will be getting that pretty soon.
Okay. If there's no other new business, we're going to move on to the review of cases.
Can I actually, I'm sorry. I'm glad you brought that up too. So everybody initially told me they were coming. So at this point, the booking is based on what everybody said that they could come. I think most everybody said they were coming to the retreat. So if everybody who's listening, if there's been a change to that, please let me know as soon as possible. Because once we're locked in, which for the most part we're locked in, we'll have to pay, you know, extra or whatever for those particular spots. So if something's changed, just let me know.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, Tracy, will you give us a brief explanation of the leveling process?
So we receive information about newly convicted sex offenders from the clerk courts. We receive information from those individuals who are getting out of prison, who serve time in prison, whether they're being paroled or maxing out a prison sentence. And then we get information from the GBI regarding out-of-state sex offenders moving into Georgia or who have moved into Georgia, and then also court orders. And once we get that, the investigators pull those cases, they collect all the legal documentation. The evaluators then review that documentation in addition to prison records, Department of Community Supervision records, and treatment records which is available. They put that into a report. They use the risk assessments, the Stat 99 and the Static 02Rs, and make a recommendation to the board. The board gets to read the cases as they're uploaded, and then we come here. So the board has already read the cases, already kind of planned on any kind of discussion they want to have, which is what we do now, and then the vote occurs. Once the vote is done, letters will go out to the appropriate people.
Okay. And all of the board members received information that allows them to review the cases prior to the meeting.
Correct.
Is there anyone who did not have time to review the cases on the agenda for today's meeting? All right, so we'll move on now to the level 1 cases. Are there any recusals?
Got a few.
Okay.
Right. Any special guests listening?
What's that?
We don't usually have that.
No, I wasn't. You want to introduce?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Megan Davidson. She works with the Attorney General's office as well, and she is the backup person in our office to assist the Sexual Offender Registration Review Board if for some reason I am not available, and also is my other brain to powwow things that come up, et cetera.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So Matthew, do you want me to read through?
Do you want
your
to
recusals?
identify the ones that I need, or just?
I can
three?
do it for you.
Okay,
Want me to do
okay,
it?
yeah,
I can
three,
do it.
okay.
Okay, so Matthew's recused from 23671, which is number 14, from 29376, which is number 17, and from 29521, which is number 22. These are the level 1 cases that he's recused from and cannot vote on. There are no other recusals that I'm aware of. However, if anybody knows of a case that appears you want to tell us, you should be recused.
Okay, do any of the members have questions, comments, concerns about any of the level 1 cases? Okay, do I hear an adoption, do I hear a motion that we adopt the level 1 cases as presented to the board?
I motion that we adopt those level 1 cases presented this morning.
And Gerard has made that recommendation. Is there a second?
A second.
And there's a second. All right, Tracy.
Okay, Mindy? Aye. Gerard?
Aye.
Sheriff Brown?
Aye.
Other than your 3 recused, Matthew.
Aye.
Katie? Aye. Frank?
Aye.
Bert?
You say Bert?
Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah. Hey, Bert.
Aye.
Yes, thank you. So they all passed even with the recused. We do have a sufficient number of members today.
Okay. Now we'll move on to our level 2 cases. Are there any recusals for that?
I have one recusal.
And his recusal is number 7, 29500.
Any other recusals? Any members have questions, concerns, or comments about the level 2 cases they reviewed prior to the meeting? Okay, Tracy, can I get a? Oh, I'm sorry. Can I get a motion that we review these cases?
I motion that we adopt the level 2 cases presented this morning.
Okay, do I hear a second?
A second.
Second. All right.
Okay, Mindy? Aye. Gerard?
Aye.
Sheriff Brown?
Aye.
Matthew, other than your 1 recusal?
Aye.
Katie? Aye. Frank?
Aye.
Bert?
Aye.
And they pass.
Okay, we move on to the sexually dangerous predator cases. Are there any recusals?
There is one recusal for Matthew, and it's 23377, which is number 6.
Okay. Any questions in regards to the sexually dangerous predator cases, comments, or concerns? Do I hear a motion that we review these cases?
I motion to review the SDP cases this morning.
I second.
Second. All right. Tracy?
Okay, Mindy, any questions or concerns about any of the SDPs?
No questions or concerns. My vote is aye.
Gerard, any questions or concerns about any of the SDPs?
No, Tracy, and my vote is aye.
Sheriff Brown, any questions or concerns about any of the SDPs?
No, my vote is aye.
Matthew, other than your one recusal, any questions or concerns about any of the SDPs?
No, my vote is aye.
Katie, any questions or concerns about any of the SDPs?
No, aye.
Frank, any questions or concerns about any of the SDPs?
No, my vote is aye.
Or any questions or concerns about any of the SDPs?
No, my vote is aye.
And they pass.
All right. We will now move on to reeval cases. Are there any recusals in the reeval cases?
We did not see any that would be recused.
Okay, that's good. Any questions, concerns, or comments about the reevals? Do I hear a motion to adopt the reeval cases as presented to the board for review?
I motion that we adopt the reeval cases this morning as presented to the board.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Seconded.
It was a race.
Sheriff Brown. I'll give it to
Sheriff
her.
Brown?
Sheriff Brown.
Sheriff Brown, okay. Okay, Mindy, any questions or concerns about any of the reval cases?
No, my vote is aye.
Gerard, any questions or concerns about any of the reval cases?
No, my vote is aye.
Sheriff Brown, any questions or concerns about any of the reval cases?
No questions, no concern, and my vote is aye.
Matthew, any questions or concerns about any of the reval
My vote
cases?
is aye.
Katie, any questions or concerns about any of the reval cases?
No, aye.
Frank, any questions or concerns about any of the reval cases?
No, my vote is aye.
Burr, any questions or concerns about any of the reval cases?
No, my vote is aye.
They pass.
All right. Is
I
there
do have
any?
one.
Okay.
I do have one thing, since we voted on the cases, as you're aware, there were some pretty rough predator cases this month. Not that they usually aren't, but we had some pretty egregious ones. We have one particular that he currently is incarcerated. I'm not pointing out the number because it's not really that, you probably will know what case I'm talking about, but I just want to make sure you are okay with this. Part of his pattern, his behavior, his offenses tend to be against adult women and threatening, and has acted out his threats. And he is a stranger rapist who rapes women at bus stops, takes them from bus stops and things like that. And he actually had gotten information on a judge and sent her information about how he's going to rape one of the women. And when he finds out information on people, then he tends to address them through written materials. And he usually signs them as attorney material, which is confidential, so that then the prison can't review that information. I'm very concerned about our letterhead. So our letterhead has every one of your names on it. And of course it has our address and phone number, which is fine to me, but it also has signature by our staff. And so I actually saw Jerry, our other Bruce, or Jerry Bruce wasn't able to be here today, and kind of mentioned it to him. And he mentioned even that for that particular letter, I would like to just give him his level and not have any board members or any staff names listed on the letter. Jerry actually mentioned, and this may be something we talk about at a future board meeting. I just want to bring up, especially for this case, make sure everybody's okay with that. But he said he doesn't even necessarily think we need that on any letter, the names of people. So again, maybe something we can talk about later if you want to talk about it now, but I definitely want to address that one letter because I just want to ensure the safety of everybody with that case.
Does he have access to our website?
Yes, I'm sure he does, except for I would presume he would assign names on the letter. Not that he couldn't go, he'd go to the website anyway, but it's public, so that's it. But the letter, I think it would put names in his head. He's clearly not well on many levels. So I think if he got fixated on a name, he seems to get fixated on names and people. So not having the names would at least minimize the fixation.
So what do we need, a future vote on that to actually have it happen? Or can we just discuss it and then give you the green light?
Yeah, I don't, do I need a vote, Elizabeth, for us to just change our letterhead for the letters to the offenders? I mean, it's giving them all the information they need. There wouldn't be anything missing on what they need to do or anything like that.
I am unaware of anything mandates that any particular letterhead be used by the agency.
Because that information would be available then if with the websites, it's not like we're hiding who's on the board. It's still available, it's just not. on the
Right, exactly. Yeah. So transparency is there on our website, just the letters, I mean, provide the offenders what they need to know to do what they need to do legally.
I think ideally that's going forward, that would be,
So we need to take a vote on that.
You're okay.
I'm in total agreement with that.
Oh, and he can hold on to that letter. And he doesn't always have access to the
You could put
internet.
them on, you could
Right.
vote. I wasn't there. If there was some vote that was done years ago about the letterhead and you're going to make some change to it, then I would recommend that you vote. But if that was never a voted on
Yeah, no.
decision by the board, I don't see any reason to vote to change it.
It's your decision.
Okay, I mean, as long, it sounds, I think it's for the best idea for protection as much as possible. So if you're all good with that, I'm good with it. And we'll move forward. I do have to have our IT guy fix it, but this particular letter I'll do personally to fix everything. So great, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, we covered 61 cases this month, and I just want to thank all the investigators and evaluators for their hard work again. Do I hear a motion that we adjourn?
I motion to adjourn.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
I,
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. That concludes our meeting today.
Thanks, everyone. See you March 9th.
Thank you.
yeah.
This is only the second time it's come up where we've had such a really bad case. I'm like, I don't want my evaluators to be known. I don't want.
Yeah, I think it's better to be proactive with it than going, oh shit, we left that open, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't need him showing up here, which he could, because obviously the address is, well, I may keep that on. No, he's gotta have a descendant documentation, but, yeah, we've only probably, there's been sex offenders shown up here. There's one really creepy one over at Cooper Street. We walk up there and he's literally sitting in our cubicle.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
who is this person?
How did he get there?
Like, because we